movie of the year just came out, and we're here to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Demon Slayer Infinity Train, Infinity Castle movie has come out. Hey man, look, I combined two pieces of peak. Infinity Train is also peak. But beyond that, arguably one of the best animated movies of the year just came out, and we have to talk about it here on The Flow. Here are my co-hosts, River the Flow God and TK. I'm not saying
Mahajin the Flow Guy.
Not saying the name you have on here. Boys, how are we feeling? Early thoughts, general thoughts on the movie.
So the movie, I went into it with not knowing how to feel because I had seen some mixed views on it so far. Obviously, no one cares about like IGN, but I know IGN was hating on it. Other people were hating on it. As a whole, I was actually very impressed with what they did from pretty much start to finish. I do think specifically, I know we probably won't get into spoiler territory too much right out the gate just because it did just come out. With the Shinobu part in the beginning, I do think that felt a bit forced just because like it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, okay, now we're supposed to care about her and in this way, and the demon wasn't really built up much. Granted, Shinobu was a cool character before. I'm not saying that she wasn't, but it was just kind of like now she was a main focal point for that fight that she had. And then obviously this ensuing events that happened, it just kind of felt a bit, we kind of have to force someone in to represent this thing that we're trying to represent. So here, let's just do it with her. And then boom, they did it, right? But then pretty much after that happened, like pretty much the rest of the way, I thought the Zenitsu fight was very good. The moment he had and actually going up against that other dude, thought it was very well done. Even the way they incorporated the backstory with the two in there as well, it was actually very good. Then obviously moving on to the Akasa portion, I thought the fight was very good. Really had no complaints with the fighting. The animation was done extremely well, as Demon Slayer usually does. And then I think even Giyu and Tanjiro and just how they were kind of teaming up against Akasa. And then I even thought, like, after we kind of get towards the conclusion of that fight, I thought they were about to kind of fumble the conclusion. And then I thought the backstory of Akasa was incredible, actually. It was very well done. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have too many complaints. I think it was a great movie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I think it was very good movie. Very good movie,
man.
It was a very good movie, and
F1-esque. I feel most of that. The only thing about like Shinobu is that okay, this is the final arc of a battle shonen, right? With an ensemble cast, with a group of these elite fighters that are part of, this, like, they're not the main characters, but they are some of the main characters of the world, right? So there has to be a level of inclusion for them, but also fleshing out for them that, like we've had a few arcs that have examined this Hashira, etc. And especially for a story of the length of Demon Slayer, like, to be honest, Demon Slayer is not, I think we might be getting into, Demon Slayer might have 100 episodes, maybe, if that. I actually don't think it has 100. But, and don't get me wrong, it's still a long running shonen, but it's not as long as other shonens that have as much of a, established world or established cast of characters, or that attempt to do what it does. Now, you should still be critical of the fact that, like, okay, it is the final penultimate arc, and also this character in Shinobu is meeting her fate, and we're now getting her backstory. We're now getting made to care about her backstory, and she's now, facing what we're supposed to feel and see as, like, her match, like her antithesis character, the person who... Spoilers, by the way. I don't know if you had said that.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I don't know if we want to get direct into spoilers right out the gate, but I guess we're a little bit far. I mean, fuck it, bro. We're in the convo already, I guess.
Yeah. The person who set her on the path of becoming a Hashira. She was already a demon slayer, but a Hashira specifically. So it's late. It's late in the story, but also it wasn't like... In the movie, it wasn't balanced. It was balanced with other plot events. Like, we would cut from her fight to other things.
Not much, though, no? Like, I felt like it was pretty much on her throughout, like, the first 25 to 30 minutes, 20 to 25. Like most of
Um,
the first part was pretty much her. Granted, we cut here and there, but it was pretty centered on her for that first
correct me if I'm
until that
wrong.
was concluded.
Her fight goes in conjunction with Tanjiro and old dude before Akasa. I want to say her fight
Yeah, that
also
was so
cuts
brief
into.
though. Like,
I mean, it's brief, but like it's not the Akasa fight is the Akasa fight. Like that is an hour of the
mhm.
Akasa fight. Um, the what else? That's really it. So like basically what I'm saying is like it's not made to be the most important thing to pay attention to. Um, like well, it's made to be the most important thing to pay attention to, but not be the thing that like the linchpin of why we should be watching. You know?
But it because it's like it's like the first main thing that happens, I guess you could say, in this arc.
Yeah,
Like it's the first focus point. Like before that, nothing really happens. Like up until Shinobu
yeah.
beats the
They
beat,
they
nothing really
land.
happens,
They get their aura moments
right?
versus the fodder. You know?
Yeah, yeah, like classic aura farming. Let's let all the characters aura farm a little bit before we get into
Yeah.
the actual bullshit. But like, it just felt like okay, here we're bouncing around these characters, and then Shinobu is who we focus on. I'm like, that didn't seem like the best choice because granted, right? I'm not saying Shinobu is a bad character. I'm not saying that even like I guess we're gonna get deeper. I'm not even saying like a character shouldn't have had a similar moment to her at the beginning of this to kind of set stakes per se or whatnot. Because I think that was a good decision. But I think the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it was her, I would question because I feel like she's one of the like her and probably the Snake Hashira. Really, honestly, Shinobu, maybe the Snake Hashira. I feel like those two had the
They're the
least
weakest
build
explored.
up.
Yeah,
So
so
it's like
that's
what like I
that's a
feel
good
like
point.
we could have went with
But I guess that's
someone else.
why. I guess that's what because like if you lead with Giyu,
What wouldn't be
no,
like
well, I mean,
Toki or some shit or
yeah,
whatever his name is?
if you lead with one of them, right? Okay, you have a little bit more investment into this, this first movie, right? I suppose, or this first part of the final arc. But then you come out of that, then you go to the Akasa fight, and then then you put Shinobu, or you try to splice in Shinobu with an Osuke's eventual fight, or
But
um
I feel like with Shinobu, what you could have done is even if you want to have her have the same plot line in the same moment, you could have just done it later and gave it more build up. Like you could have put her scenes like in place of some of the other scenes, and like just at least gave her a little more oomph to then have that because I feel like she was a pretty important character in the series, like at certain points, and just kind of felt like okay now she's just gonna be set to do this without any build up, and just kind of like boom, which I don't think it was bad, but it just I didn't really think it fit the best that it could have. I
which
feel
is
like it
fair.
just could have been executed better for sure.
Which is fair, especially with how Demon Slayer expands its lore and its characters and the importance of them because it very much does backload everything. And like
Mhm.
I led the pod by saying like, oh shit, movie of the year, I'm being hyperbolic. But even beyond that, like if there's two things to point to, and like honestly something to point to, the part of the problem as to why Shinobu's moment is, will fall flat for a lot of people is the fact that Demon Slayer consistently and constantly is the series more so than AOT, more so than any other series that has done this before, of like, oh shit, the character's about to die. Let's show you their entire
Mhm.
life right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the character is about to fight, or the character is fighting. Let's show you their entire fight right now, as opposed to sprinkling in motivation, as opposed to sprinkling in character moments, character lore, backstory, etc. It's all right here. And like as peak as the Akasa fight is, um, it happens in that fight too. Like 30 straight minutes of
Mhm.
this dude growing up in the Edo Japan period being a menace in one part of town, and then going to another part of town, and then his marriage, and then his upbringing, and then his reforming, and then his turn, and then him becoming like all of that. Same with Shinobu. Like even with the breaks in the action of the fight, it's 10 minutes of fight, cut away for 3, 5 minutes of fight, 3 minutes of backstory where we get her sister was a demon slayer. She found them dead. She confronts him about it. She's down on herself because it's like, oh my god, I couldn't, I was always shorter than her. I'm petite. You good, mud? Like that shit. Like that's the backstory. And it's like all happens at once. That is Demon Slayer's Achilles heel. And to be honest, it's born of like it's the same shit that happens in like Bruce Lee movies. I'll be honest with you. But it is born of like that type of storytelling. But it was the Achilles heel of this film. But regardless, even with the Shinobu stuff, I still don't think it takes away from it enough.
No, and I agree. I think at that point it's kind of like, to an extent, nitpicking, right? Like I'm not like, I feel like for that in the initial, even with the fact that I don't think it really even matters that much. Like I don't think it's like that. Like I'm not like hating on that, because I still think in a vacuum it's a good fight, a good scene, even in a way. But I think like the fact that it's the upper 2 demon as well, and we've never seen this dude a day as 1 second in the series, it's like, and now like I understand, okay, well he's gonna be the one that does it to Shinobu, and then, but like I don't give a fuck about bro had no build up. He's not even that cool. Like nothing about him is like screaming upper 2. Like the second rank, like he is between the rank 1 and Akasa. This dude should be different, and he very much fell flat, to me at least. Whereas I feel like either one or 2 things could have happened. Whereas or one of 3 things really, to be honest. 1, he's just introduced earlier. 2, we have a little bit more sprinkled in of Shinobu's, backstory, just a little bit more build up to this commemoration, without really introducing him, but at least like she's going after a demon or going after something to build up previously. Or 3, like he just like is more like there's more to him to real, like it's just like boom, this is what's happening. This is like, I mean, and I feel like there's a few different ways that could have been handled to really take that to another level that it really wasn't. And especially since that's the first fight in the arc that's supposed to be the commemorating arc of the series, does make it a bit iffy. Granted, it's still not bad, but I just think that could have been handled a lot better on Billy All. And not to mention, KANAO is just somehow fighting, bro. Okay,
I mean, she's fodder. She's fodder. It's because like, and I don't have a problem with that, because like the Demon Slayer core has been built off of like next man up mentality, so like it makes sense for even KANAO to have that mentality and like do that.
But she's been fighting for the whole Akaza fight.
We know she's fucked. We know that.
And she got like 5 scratches, bro. She ain't even that injured.
I mean, because I don't think that much time had passed. I don't think that much time had really passed.
But the whole Akaza fight happened.
Yeah, I mean, visually, that's bad pacing. That's just bad, like, visual pacing of, like, showcasing that time passing.
Okay, again, spoiler, but we know from when Shinobu dies, that gets announced everywhere. So we know when that happens.
Yeah.
And not only when that is happening, KANAO is there. So from that point, she has survived against the upper rank 2 demon from that point until the end of the movie. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. How the fuck?
That's just bad pacing. This is bad pacing.
Yeah, that shit was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I see her just like that. I was like, okay, bro. I guess I figured they were gonna have like someone else come in too, and maybe like I don't know. I just But this would
I
have
mean,
been.
I'm more than sure that that's what the star of the movie is. The star of the next movie is going to be.
But that's what we're
But
starting the next movie with. We can't do more. I don't know. I don't know. That's a bit. Now that I'm thinking about it. But granted, that's really the only part of the movie out because even that fight within itself, I still thought was a good fight. And that's really the only part of the movie that I kind of am thinking that I don't think it was as good. I mean, I think Zenitsu was handled about as well as it could have been.
yeah,
And then there wasn't really much else. I mean, because the rest of the movie was pretty much the Akasa shit, and that was handled about as well as it could have been too.
yeah,
Unless I'm missing
Akasa,
something.
that
But,
fight, Aura Farm, and then the bit with the flashback of Zenitsu. I mean, not Zenitsu. Tanjiro and Inosuke.
mm.
What was that?
You said which part? Oh, Tanjiro and Inosuke. Like, yeah, it was
Yeah,
a bit random. No, I guess.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was
that was a
trying
bit of an
to
ass pull.
find, but I might have been in and out of sleep
No,
during
okay.
that.
So that flashback we hadn't seen that at all prior to that. That was just
Yeah,
like Inosuke. It was like after season 2 in Demon Slayer. I guess they were talking while Tanjiro was still recovering. That's why he was in that bed. I guess I was like at the place where they'd be recovering and shit.
yeah,
And basically, he was just telling him like how he sensed Gyotaro when like Gyotaro like stabbed him or whatever, and how he was able to like maneuver himself to not die
hmm.
and shit. So like that's what
Oh,
he was
okay.
telling him like how he sensed him and like and all that stuff. So then he
So
remembered
that
because
was that was like a callback to now using a technique to get through
mm,
the fight or whatnot. Okay,
yeah. That was basically
I
him.
was saying
He
that.
was thinking because the whole thing versus Akaza was like, how can I break through the fact that he knows my movements and
Hmm.
he can find where he's always gonna be able to hit my like he's reading everything, right?
Yeah, as
How can
and
I
then
break
he
through
can
that?
sense bloodlust basically once
Yeah.
that came into the picture.
And then that's when Tanjiro evolved into his state or whatever, which also
Yeah,
comes from his dad. It was like a combination of his dad and Inosuke that
yeah.
kind of caused him to come to that realization, which I think was the way they incorporated his dad. I thought was pretty cool actually. Into that
I
because I know he's
I
been a
think
focal
Tanjiro's
point
gonna
for
end up being
Tanjiro
half
throughout.
demon.
Yeah,
I think
potentially.
that's pretty
But
obvious.
how does that come out though? Like how?
I think
So
his
who?
dad.
His dad's a demon,
I think his dad is like basically
or they're like from the same bloodline? Like how what's bro name how the kibbutz the dude the head of the demon slayer corps is like related to Muzan in a way,
yeah,
like similar
yeah,
to that
yeah.
type shit. I could see
That,
that
that's that's
potentially,
that's what I'm thinking.
and that could make sense too because of that would be a way to explain how he has become so OP
Yeah,
quicker than anyone else really has probably
ever.
ever. Yeah.
Well,
But
also not like the rising the ranks of the Demon Slayer thing because he's not a Hashira, right?
he's not, but like he's basically a Hashira. Like he's
Yeah,
like how would be the best way to explain it? I'm trying to think. Like he's just like the next guy up. Like
he's like Naruto being basically a Genin.
yeah,
Yeah,
type shit. Like he's like they take him. He's there when all the things are gonna happen. They treat him as if he's very integral to the team. Whereas like they don't
yeah,
give a fuck about anyone else really. Like he's really the only one they give a fuck about. Like
yes,
literally the only one. Because I remember watching the Hashira training. I'm like, they're really on this man's dick. I ain't gonna lie. It's like Tanjiro this, Tanjiro that, Tanjiro this, Tanjiro that. No one else is getting Zenitsu and Inosuke. No one even says a word about them the entire time. It's like literally just Tanjiro is the only one. Because like, granted, we don't really know a lot of the other characters anyway, but it's just kind of funny how it's like that's the only guy. And then like in the entire Demon Slayer Corps, we don't got no one else that's doing nothing. Like, I mean, I
I will
guess,
say,
but
Giyu did kind of get ragdolled a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Giyu for
against Akaza,
yeah, like
yeah.
no, I mean, it's Akaza, but even comparing like what we've seen from um like Rengoku, what we've seen from Uzui, like
Mm-hmm. Are you
kind of
saying
got bitched.
comparative? Well, I think Akaza's going stronger though, because if I'm not mistaken, didn't he get a power up from Muzan after the movie? I'm pretty sure, like at the beginning of season 3, I think. I'm pretty sure he got a
Yeah,
power up. Yeah, yeah.
but it's
And he
also
wasn't upper
like,
3 before, right? Like, he was like upper 6 at that point, I
and
think.
that's and that's fair, and that's fine. But it's like, it's what I'm comparing it to what we see them do next to Tanjiro. So
Mm.
it less has to do with like, oh shit, you got bitched by the strongest person in the series that we've seen fight up to this point, right? Like, of course, but
Are you saying
is
how
he,
Tanjiro was doing?
yeah,
Was hanging.
compared to him.
Mm.
Now, granted, like it once again, this is the final arc, so so Tanjiro is exceedingly more powerful now than he was in Mugen Train.
Yeah, like
He's
in
more
Mugen Train,
powerful
he was
now
getting.
than
He couldn't do a single thing versus Akaza.
yeah,
And Akaza's strong. Akaza was here. Tanjiro was here, right? Now,
yeah.
then Akaza went to here, and then Tanjiro went to here. So, like, the fact that Gyu is probably actually stronger than Rengoku on the scales, actually, if you really get to power scaling. Um, he
And
actually
Gyu's like,
would be, actually. He is. I guess that's kind
what
of
is
factual.
what's Gyu's rank among the Hashira?
I don't think they're ranked, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure the only quotable that we get is that Hamijin or whatever his name is the strongest. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing
Oh,
we know about their rankings. Is they say
fair.
he's the strongest one. But other than that, they haven't really said like, oh, like so and so. Like we can obviously scale it ourselves, but the show hasn't given us any indication that they actually
Yeah,
are
that's
ranked.
fair.
Um, as far as I know, at least. I mean, in terms of what I think it's probably Himina, Himina, and then
Mijima.
Majima, and then probably the win Hashira probably second, and then probably Gyu might be right there with like the snake Hashira, and yeah, type shit, and then Tanjiro like right below them, and I think Tanjiro probably stronger than Tokito and Love Girl at this point. They're kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. So I think he's
Yeah,
probably stronger than them now because
for
they suck.
everything
But that's just
that
me.
we've seen,
Yeah, yeah. Like
and they're
Tokito,
getting
they
killed
might.
off crazy stuff.
Yeah. And Shinobu probably weaker than them. I guess she ain't really. She ain't seen that strong versus that one dude. I ain't gonna lie. Granted, he's upper two, but she ain't do that much.
I mean, look,
That poison ain't doing that.
I'll give her this. The poison was effective. She just didn't aim for his fucking head till late. Like,
Yeah, and why she? But why would she do that? Did she just
because
think
she
she
was
wasn't
trying.
strong enough to get a shot off? Or like,
She thought that the poison would be able to immobilize to then get his head. Pause.
but just go for the head. What have we learned in this series? Go for the head at all times.
Well, I mean, this is the upper two, so you know that shit. So I
But
can
then,
get the
so I
logic of
guess once she damn near finna die, she like, fuck it, let me just go for the head. That's my only hope.
it. Once he told her, it's like aim up here. My eyes are up here. My neck is up here.
Damn
Stupid
near,
ass.
yeah, damn near, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's something we will see in the coming fights because we got obviously that upper one fight is supposed to be crazy. I mean, I've heard it's crazy as we go on to that. I'm guessing that's probably next movie. If I had to guess how they'll probably do it is because this movie, the main fight was Akaza Next movie, the main fight will probably be the upper one, and then the following one will probably be Muzan. I would assume that's how they're gonna do it. That just makes the most sense. It's having like one main fight per movie, and then having everything else kind of coincide with that. Like we'll get a Nosuke's moment or whatever for fucking dude with the blick. We'll get his moment or whatever the fuck, and then Love Girl will fucking I don't know. She might just die. I don't fucking know. Someone else gonna die, and then they gonna find Muzan, and then boom,
Well,
they gonna fight
cons-
Muzan.
considering
Yeah.
the fact, I don't know, because like now looking to see like how many chapters like it's taking to get to the end. They might do 3 movies for Infinity Castle and then another movie, or I guess a little series for the final arc, which is Sunrise Countdown, which is the Muzan fight. Because I'm gonna see now to see at what how many chapters
Like where we're
Infinity
at
Castle
now.
covered. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. But even just thinking about it, what would make sense then? Because let's say they made three more movies per se, right? With the third being the Muzan. What other fight is strong enough to carry a movie besides the upper one fight? Because upper two is I don't give a fuck about upper two cannot carry a movie on its own. That guy sucks. So who else
I
can
mean,
they even fight?
but between upper two, and then giving like Inosuke Zenitsu some fights versus some lower levels, and then integrating, because we know that what's old girl,
KANAO?
no, Tanjiro's sister.
Oh, Nezuko?
Nezuko. We know that Nezuko has to get in here, so and that has to be its own section of the story where they're finding a way to bring in some of the rest of the Demon Slayer Corps or whatever the hell.
That could be. I feel
Reinforcements.
like that would make sense to be like before the Muzan fight. That all that would kind of happen, no? Like, okay, now it's our last push to get to Muzan. Let's get everyone here. Oh, Nezuko. Oh, like the fucking Adventures in game. Oh, everyone's
On your
here.
left, stupid
Oh,
ass.
oh my god. Rengoku! Rengoku!
Where Goku's
No!
back.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
If that shit happens, I'm booing. Booing the movie.
The sun made a shiny light onto his grave, and then it caused the other, and then the whole time, Kabutsuji's, that's Muzan's name, the other dude, his plan was that he was going to have the sun shine, so then Rengoku would never actually be dead, so then at the time we needed him most, Doctor Strange was going to make a portal for him to come through. Where did Doctor Strange come from? We don't know, but Zoro's here too. So boom, and then that's when they beat Muzan.
The arc covered 18 chapters.
It's like ZKK, but ZKM. Zoro kills Muzan. Y'all don't see the vision. Agenda piece is infiltrating Demon Slayer. Come on, man.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Man.
I hope for a crazy boo in these comment sections for that one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at it. The movie covered the first 18 chapters of the arc of a 44 chapter arc.
The first how many?
18.
18.
18 out of 44. So close to half.
What? That is about that. I mean, that checks out, no? Because if you, so. Because 18
so
times
might
3 is 54. How many is the final arc?
22. So 66 chapters in total.
Because, I mean, I feel like that relatively probably checks out for the most part, no?
I mean, unless if one of these is going to be a damn near 3-hour movie, sure.
Yeah. But even then, they dragged the Akasa fight a lot. That could have been quicker. So, some of these other things could just be quicker, and they may not want to drag them as long.
I'll be honest, I was just going through the chapters. Akasa's backstory is 6 chapters in the manga. It is 5-6 chapters in the manga.
I mean, maybe some of that other stuff could just naturally get sped through Zoro kills Luffy. Yeah.
Zoro kills Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Niggas go to hell.
ZKO, man. Any whoosies. What should call it? I feel like it could work. I feel like it could work because basically, if we went at that pace for 3 movies, that covers 54, and that leaves like 12 chapters. They could cut that to just put 6 in 1/6. There's got to be some shit that can get sped up.
Oh
And one
yeah,
of the movies
it
could
doesn't
just
have to
be
be a
3 hours.
18 chapter pace. Yeah,
Yeah,
like so I'm sure that some of these are can be sped through. You know, they'll probably
like
do
we
some
don't
character or some fight a little bit dirty.
like Toki Toe, brother. I don't need a Tokito fight. I'm sorry. He can get killed. I don't give a fuck. And what's the love girl name, bro? Let me get her name so I can slander her properly. Hold on, let me see. Love Hashira name. What's Mitsuri? We don't need a fucking Mitsuri fight. That shit can get sped through in 2 minutes, bro. I'm telling you, they suck. And I'm really realizing how much they suck because I actually think season 4 was better than season 3, and they trained for half of the season, or over half of the season. Because I just actually caught up to season 4 yesterday before watched the movie today. And like, I think the final 2 episodes of that season cleared season 3 off rip. On top of the fact that Hashira training was damn near more. I might just be a hater, but I thought the Hashira training was damn near more enjoyable than season 3. Which I don't know if that's a hot take, but I thought season 3 sucked, and I think it's a large part due to them sucking because I don't give a fuck about either of them. I don't know, because I liked the parts of season 4 and I liked the movie. So if I'm looking at Demon Slayer as a whole, the worst part of the series is by far season 3. So then I'm like, okay, they gotta be ass. So that's my conclusion on that front. So please, we can just get them up out of there at any point
I don't
that we
blame
want
you.
to. And then the snake guy, I feel like the snake guy finna do some cool shit. The Wind Hashira, he gotta do something. He been built up too much and I do not. So he gonna have to do something. And then, well, I guess he don't have to because they could fumble. But yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I just spoiled
dropped it.
myself.
It's not just me. It's not just me. I'm not alone.
Swordsmith. Look, Swordsmith is bad. I don't think it's droppable bad. That's not true. It's droppable.
After I watched the season final, I wish I had dropped it.
I'm about to say there's no such thing as droppable bad. If you're not fucking with it, you're not fucking with it. But
bro, that Nezuko shit blew me, bro. Bro, after how the bullshit I had to deal with the entire season to then end it with that. Oh my gosh,
it had to be done. It had to be done.
That shit was so ass.
My problem is that like I already look at these things from like a perspective of like what can be done with the story. I knew that was going to be done with the story. Yeah. It was just a matter of when. Now, was it a bad time? Yes. The way they did it, I knew they were going to do it that way. So it's like, oh shit, you did the shit I expected you to do. Like, I don't,
That's fair, bro. It was just a plot line I was going to have to be asked to hopefully not be asked in the future, I guess.
It's like
still could be asked in the future.
Did the shit happen did the reveal happen in My Hero yet in the anime?
The reveal with the traitor?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like we knew that shit had to happen. Right. It just happened at a bad time.
Yeah, it was definitely weird.
Not Horikoshi's fault, but at a bad time. Yeah.
Well, he could have done it earlier. I ain't gonna lie. It was probably too late.
Editorial held him off.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's tough. And I guess at that point, he couldn't like change who it was, so it was just gonna be lackluster.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like if Horikoshi probably had control of the situation, if he did decide to make it later like that in the beginning, he probably would have made it better than it was for sure. Like you probably would have made it someone else, gave the build up more of a payoff. But yeah, I guess that makes sense that it ended up like that. Then, at least I would think he probably would have done more with that if that was the situation. But anyways,
yeah, Horikoshi is a known terrorist. Skrill is insane.
Type shit. But what you call it? Yeah, bro. I mean, but in terms of the rest of the movie, I mean, I think again, it was very hard for me to come out of there and think that wasn't a good movie. Even looking at it, trying to be critical, but when you see what they did, the only thing was I do think that there were certain parts that dragged a bit because I'm like, and I mean, you could argue the conclusion prior to Akaza's backstory to the Akaza fight felt a bit lackluster because like Tanjiro kind of just gets the power up and then kind of just wins. It wasn't really climactic or just kind of like, oh, he got it. I'm gonna cut off your head now, and then he cuts off his head. It's like, I guess it could have because it felt like they built all of that tension. That fight was really cool up until that point, and then that's how it happens. But then they kind of recovered it with the backstory, and then kind of Akaza doing what he did on his own and killing himself on his own per se, in GTA or however you gotta say. But like it felt better. The ending itself was better and kind of recovered from the fact of it was kind of a bit random that not that Tanjiro got the power up, but how he got it and when he got it. It was just kind of like, boom, it's here. Boom, he wins. The fight's done. And that definitely didn't feel too great, I'll be honest. Like, it didn't really hit. To me, at least. I don't know. I don't know what you think, but...
I mean, I like the actual ending of the fight. Because like, as pulley as an ability or a state may be in terms of being like anticlimactic or being something that's like not having the proper build, I think in all actuality the way that it like actually had to end I think was the best way to handle it. Now everything happening between Tanjiro getting into that state, what's it called, Akaza basically like elongating his life. I thought, and mind you, I am a screenwriter, I am a writer, I am a story, like I love to think of ways to tell stories. In my brain, I'm like, oh, they're going to retcon how we think demons die. They're going to retcon it and basically show us that demons don't die when you cut their heads off. They die when they accept their life. They die when they accept their finality. Because the whole point of like how these people got turned into demons is acquiring or being lured into a life of immortality. So it would make sense, story-wise, just literally looking at it from what themes you want to represent, what you like, how you want to tell, what these characters represent, what do demons mean in the larger context of beyond the story, like them accepting their life for the mistakes that they made, the blessings that they have, the things that they care about, etc. That's what I thought was going to be like done, as opposed to like, oh no, he's becoming something bigger, something better. He's a Megazord now. Like that type of shit. Like I hate that type of storytelling. You can connect it to something, dog.
Now my question is, do you because I remember because I was with Tyler and Omar watching the shots of them, but I remember after we came out of it, I remember Tyler was saying like, do we think that like they were trying to say Akaza had like become human again or something along those lines? Do you think that is a possibility and that's what he meant? Because obviously Upper 2, if you think from a demon standpoint, they probably wouldn't think another demon could like go back to a human, so he probably wouldn't really know that maybe. So maybe he was starting to become human again or some shit. Like, is that where they were trying to go with that? Or
I
Or was
mean,
it the Megazord thing?
human in the sense of like, and it's what basically justifies like the way that they tell stories. Like the reason why the backstories get backloaded like at the demon's death is because that is when, you know, you see your life flash before your eyes. So it is
Mm,
their last moment of recognizing or regaining a level of empathy or
right.
sympathy or reminiscence that demons aren't supposed to have.
Mm,
So in a sense, like yes, every single demon death is like them becoming human again, which is why I thought that they were going to explicitly like point to it again of like, oh shit. Especially once like Akaza basically kills himself. Um
yeah.
it is the literal physical manifestation and should be the literal thematic and physical representation of demons don't die when we kill them. They die when they accept death for themselves because
Right.
they were long dead before already. So in a sense, yes, like that was Akaza becoming human again in a sense of like being able to feel emotion.
Mm,
Um However, I don't think that that is like the message, or at the very least
that wasn't what they were
that's the
trying to go
message.
with.
Yeah, I don't think that was like the most intentional thing. It's also
Okay.
not showcased to be how the world works. Like the world doesn't work off the idea. Like demons don't die because they feel human again. Demons die because we slice their fucking necks. They just also happen to see their life flash before their eyes before they die.
I mean, I guess you could also say though that Muzan we know can't die with his head being cut off. So does that
Oh yeah,
just mean because if he can't die with his head being cut off, I feel like that would also kind of mean that other demons when they get strong enough, because obviously they're all demons because of Muzan, they come from Muzan. So if they get strong enough to a point, they probably would have that same ability to not die when their head gets cut off. That could have just been what it was. And potentially they're
yeah,
showing that he was stronger than Upper Two because Upper Two couldn't recognize that because he's ass. But potentially I think that'll be confirmed for me if Upper One's the same way. If they're fighting Upper One and the same shit, if he can't die with his head being cut off, then for me that kind of confirms that that's probably what it was. At least in my mind. I mean, I don't know how the mangaka would have thought when making it, but I feel like that's probably at least close to what is kind of going on
yeah.
there. But we'll see, because I would assume Upper One is probably like damn near as close as possible to Moose. Bro is probably he has to be strong as shit. Just has to be.
I would hope.
Um, yeah, you would definitely think so. And I'm very curious. Also, another point, I do really wonder how they're going to, because is Muzan just is the human thing just gonna be not happen at all? Is that you think that'll play a role in this, or
Oh,
probably
what
just
you mean?
not? Like
What you mean?
how she injected the drug into him. Like is that gonna be a bigger thing, or is he just probably gonna just not have that happen? Like is he just gonna recover from it eventually?
I mean, I can only speak to the ending or like what I think about the ending based out the
Mm.
fact that I've been told since literally COVID happened that this ending is ass.
Yeah.
So I can't detach that.
I mean, I could imagine. Oh, Muzan's a human now. Okay, that ending
Yeah,
would be ass. I won't
that
lie,
would
that should be
very much
ass.
be ass. That
So,
would be. I would get it. I get it, manga readers. I would get it,
yeah.
but I literally can't. Like in terms of how to deal with Muzan, in terms of how to deal with Muzan, I cannot detach from. Oh shit, Muzan's the worst final boss in Shonen history that I've heard be said for literally 5 years now.
I mean, he already seems ass now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing
He
it.
hasn't done
I'm
anything.
seeing it.
He
But like
hasn't done
even the
anything.
way he's talking, the way he's acting and orchestrating things, I am already understanding the vision of him being ass. Like just the way
Yeah.
bro talks.
I
Like
would say the way the movie ended is literally like a close up of like him as this not even he's not in a form. And he's literally like hidden. He's like, "Come get me, bitches." And I'm like, what the, this is so silly.
For real, bro. Like, how are we supposed to take this, bro? This guy's like, I felt like the end of season 4, like the final episode, like with him and other bro, like their conversation was super good. I thought that was excellently done, right?
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best moments in the entire series was that segment of that final episode. So like then to kind of go from that to just have him be, haha, you can't get me, guy, is like we could have done more here. There was more here that we could have capitalized on, and we're just not gonna do that. Which is fine, I guess. I mean, but I understand why he's being called ass if that is just going to be what it's going to be, and there's nothing
Yeah.
pointing me in any other direction. But that's what it's going to be at this point. At this point.
It's like the,
So,
yeah. It's like that's it.
But I did see that I did get some hope with the ending because as I was watching my guy Zeph, he was like reviewing Demon Slayer, and he had said that he felt like people hated on the ending too much, and that's just obviously a common thing that happens. And I was like, okay, if he's saying that, granted, one person's opinion, you never know, take it with a grain of salt, right? But if he's saying that, and then previous manga have had similar things happen, right, where it's not quite been as bad as people have said, and on top of that, we're getting a movie retelling of it. Could it be better in the end? I think there's a strong chance it could be. Will that make it not ass? It remains to be seen. Because even if it's better, it could still be ass. Just because it's better than ass.
You spray Febreze on shit. It's Febreze shit.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
It.
I mean, I have some hope that maybe it's. I mean, look, bro. I would assume it's going to be anticlimactic because Demon Slayer as a show, for the most part, is anticlimactic. There's very few times where I feel like they capitalize on the buildup that they've done because I feel like the buildup is one of the better things that Demon Slayer does. But then the conclusion of that buildup a lot of times leaves something to be desired. Sometimes, like I feel like you look at probably season 2, like the Entertainment District arc is probably one of the main times they've relatively capitalized well on it. Outside of that, I guess season 4 you could say too with the ending, but even that's not really a culmination. That's like the beginning. You know, it's not really so. Because even Akasa, I feel like you could argue that too, just because of it didn't feel like their fight really fit. Like I feel like the fight could have been concluded better before his backstory. You know what I mean? So like I don't know if that's making sense, but
I mean, I think his backstory could have been interlaced through because it's not the first time that we've seen the guy. So I'll agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie, though, man.
But say, look, the people, and sadly, you know, we couldn't get TK's words today. But the people who are coming out of this and be like, "Oh, Demon Slayer, still shit Slayer," you're hating. You're hating, and that's fine. But like, you're hating.
Yeah,
you know, like this was good. This was good.
What did IGN rate it again? 6 out of 10?
I think it's 6.
Yeah, bro.
I don't
really see how that movie's a 6. I mean, it's IGN obviously, but I don't really know what it did. Like, what are the?
I'm sure IGN gave season 1 like a 9. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not, but I just know that some people probably have that opinion of like TK probably would give it a 6. Bro said, yeah, part of the Akasa fight was good, but the rest was ass. So I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if that garners like about it because TK over exaggerating is probably not actually like a 3 for him. So it's probably like a 6. So the fact that he's giving it a 6, there's probably other people who share an opinion. I don't really see how that could be. Now, if you want to still have your criticisms of the movie, that's fine. But I think for me, this movie's like an 8. Like a 8.
Same.
Pushing maybe. I think a 9 is a bit extreme. I don't think it maybe quite did enough for that. So probably like a solid 8.
Even enough of a story.
But I mean, even a 6. I mean, I guess a 6. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people not rated on Twitter. Not gonna lie, I don't plan on watching because I've been dropped Chainsaw Man and 100. What's that? 100 meters. Probably gonna snatch chains. I
Probably.
mean, not in terms of sales, but like maybe
You
in terms
know,
of
this shit
quality.
has sold 400 million, has grossed 400 million dollars already.
And that's not
Uh,
US though, right? Isn't or is it?
this worldwide.
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah.
Because I know Japan, it
I
was
think
like
it's
the
done. I think it's
highest of all
almost at
time.
100 mil in the U.S. right now. But also, it
Yeah, I think
just
I saw
came out.
70. Yeah. I
Like
think I
we
saw
don't
like
even have the
70 opening
weekend shit.
weekend. Hmm.
Yeah, which is crazy
Yeah, and
for
it
a
could even be
fucking
more.
anime movie.
Yeah. It's like this. It definitely broke the record for an anime movie. So that is, and I saw someone
Broke its
kind of
own
talk.
record.
Yeah, not in sales, but yeah, actual touch. You're probably right on the T, but I mean, it's.
Oh yeah,
I think even if you don't like, you could still go watch this movie and enjoy it without seeing the rest of the material because it's Demon Slayer. Like you're not like the plot points that you would need to know from being caught up is not significant enough to still not have an enjoyable experience watching the movie because at the end of the day it's just fights for the most part and they do a good job of animating the fights. I mean boom boom punch, it looks good on my screen. I mean, I don't know, like they did slash sword, it looks good on the screen. And I'm usually not that guy that says that, but when you're in a movie setting, sitting in the movie theater, and if you can give me an enjoyable experience with that, I will sit here and be like, it was a good movie. And Demon Slayer has had, and they didn't fuck it up, right? Like Demon Slayer has fucked it up in the past. They didn't fuck it up this time. We'll see if they fuck it up in the future movies, but so far, they're doing a good job. So, I mean, I don't know.
I'll say it literally. Two, you get 4 big booms. Boom. Like that's
Type shit. Now,
that's what it is.
I would be curious to see like the criticisms that people do have. Like that's why I do wish we had some others here who maybe would have some pushback for a certain point. Because it seems like me and you are pretty much on the exact same page, and I'm not surprised
Yeah,
because I feel like we generally share similar enough opinions about things.
I agree
Um,
with everybody. I am the most agreeable.
I mean, I don't know if I have to go that far, but
Oh my god. Stop, bro.
I mean, I guess out of the pod probably because it's not me. It's not TK for sure. It's not Ichiban. It's not Dylan. And it's definitely not, yeah, it would be you. Because it for sure ain't
Exactly.
Alex. I'll tell you, it ain't
Yo,
Alex.
it's
So.
damn, it's for damn sure not Alex. I don't know,
Uh,
guys. Yeah, it's not Alex.
yeah,
It's
guys. I
not.
think Shield Hero was pretty good. I mean, Shield Hero, I think, yeah.
It was one of them shitty series for the past like 2 years that everyone was like, nah, everyone was in agreement. This is garbage. Alex, hold on. Let's talk about this. I'm like,
And then not
Alex,
only
oh my
that,
goodness.
but he's then like, Demon Slayer, guys, it's a better read.
Everyone hates the manga. Alex, it's the manga's better. I'm like, really? The only reason why niggas watch this is because it's animation porn. Like that is why. That's why a
Yeah,
lot of
bro.
people watch it.
That's just crazy, bro. What you call it? I mean, I guess that's it's probably a bit late. What you call it?
You got any
Yeah.
updates?
Well, not really. Like not enough because I think Omar could maybe hop on soon, but I mean, we're like probably about to conclude, and the fact that I'm gonna have to leave, I don't really think it's some point in running a 2-man for like
Yeah,
another 30 to
10
make it worth it
minutes.
for him actually to hop on.
Oh, 30.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if he hops on for 10 minutes, like, I mean, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's worth it for him to do. And
at this point.
yeah, like, for it to be worth it, I feel like 30 is kind of like the benchmark. And I doubt that we'd be on for another 30. Like, we're
Yeah.
probably done now, unless
I'm
other
not,
people are about to come.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched this movie 3 days ago. Even some of the comments that we've been having, I'm like, that happened? Shit. Okay. But you know me in details. We
Yeah.
don't get the best along.
Shit.
But
Yeah, bro. Well, I
good
guess.
movie.
Yeah, yeah. And I really wish that like we had. I think we really went over everything pretty well. I don't think there's too much else to really talk about other than I
Listen,
guess
the
I'm just
flaws are there.
yeah.
I just don't give a fuck. Like I just,
Yeah, and it's just you know what you're gonna get, and it shouldn't. And I was looking for like I know people are gonna say in the past I've been a Demon Slayer hater, but I mean I was looking forward to the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I mean I don't know,
yeah.
like yes it has flaws. Yes, um, I mean, but again we broke down most of what I would say would be the flaws that I would consider. I don't think it detracts enough from the movie. I guess I'm just curious to see when the next movie is going to come out for one, how much success the second movie will have compared to the first. I think that will be interesting in terms of sales and stuff like that. Like, can we like see a sustained period? Because again, we really haven't had, because someone else mentioned this too. We haven't had like a sustained movie series from any anime ever. Really, that hasn't happened.
Nah.
Like we haven't had like I guess you could say like Dragon Ball Super, but again, those movies are very far apart, so that really what doesn't really count. Um, Haikyuu, I guess, is gonna do it still with I think Haikyuu has. Do they still have two more movies as well? I think.
Yeah, but
So
that's not a bet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not taking
yeah,
that bet. That a
yeah, and
Haikyuu Part 2 does anywhere close to even Part 1. Like, nah, that ain't no.
it doesn't seem like it's coming out anytime soon. Whereas I feel like Demon Slayer, they're not gonna take more. 2 years is probably and I highly doubt it takes 2 years. But 2 years will probably be the max amount of time they're going to wait to drop the next one. If I had
Yeah.
to bet, it's going to be a year. If I had to
Especially
bet,
because like they're
yeah,
working in this same like it's an arc. They're working
mm-hmm.
in these same assets. They're still
Yeah,
in Infinity Castle. Like and they did an amazing job getting the scale of Infinity Castle, like truly making us like look, oh shit. There was one frame or one section where niggas were like breaking through a wall and like in the background and like all the minions were coming out and
mm-hmm.
the way that the wall was breaking I'm like what the fuck is going on. This shit
Yeah,
looks crazy,
no,
like
for real.
for real some of the most beautiful just like compositing of environment that I've ever fucking seen when
Yeah, the
niggas are
environment
running.
was sick. I will say that
You
that was
can
fire.
truly see that whole shit and like that it's made already, it's drawn already,
Mm-hmm.
the assets are there, like they're it's gonna be less than a 2 year turnaround.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if it's every year we're getting a Demon Slayer movie for the next three or whatever. Because that's kind of how they did it with the seasons. It was pretty much Demon Slayer every season. Every year we're getting a Demon Slayer season. So
Yeah,
again, movies probably
actually.
take longer, but at the same time, they're not animating 11 to 13 episodes. So like it's actually less. So granted, yes, does a movie take longer to animate? Yes, but it's less stuff to do.
Yeah.
So less time to fill. So I think they could do it. I think they could do it. And I think if they do, it'll be very interesting to see can we see like some momentum that it does occur. And then if that does happen, I'm already expecting that we've had a movie surge and we'll probably continue to get a movie surge. But if these three movies perform extremely well throughout all three, is that going to make other series? Is this going to happen again in the future? I would be curious to see if a series try more often to do like multiple movie sequences, or even will there be? I think the thing that may be all like telling is there ever get? I do wonder if there's going to be an anime like a manga series that just goes from a manga to three movies. Are we going to get that? Because that'd be kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. If they did some shit like that, it was like, fuck it, we gonna take this and
A
just make it
movie
a movie.
series?
Yeah, that'd be
Ugh.
kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see.
It,
I feel like that'd
it,
be kind of cool.
I must say it would have to be a series that leverages to that. Like the closest thing is like Look Back, to
Hmm.
be honest.
Yeah.
Because Look Back Of course, there have been manga that have just been like adapted into movies, but like
Yeah.
look back in form leverages to be a movie. Like that
Mm-hmm.
is literally Fujimoto saying like, I love film, the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Like the paneling is literally storyboarding. I mean, not storyboarding. Literally, fucking like film frames. So
Right. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be like the right thing or the right format, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see it potentially happen, especially if it does very well, but we shall see. I guess with that being said, let us know your thoughts on the movie in the comments. I think it was definitely something that, is worth talking about and discussing, and definitely didn't fumble the bag on this one. But make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because again, if we don't get to that 1K by the end of the year, we are leaving the channel. So just keep that in mind. Make sure to sub up, and we got the check out the Twitch, everything over there as well. We're streaming there right now. We are there every Sunday or Saturday, mostly Sundays, as well as on YouTube streams if you want to have a YouTube stream. And then we also got the Patreon, the Discord if you want to shop it more, all in the description. So feel free to check those out. And we will be back with our seasonal wrap up the following week from now, and that should be very fun because this season has been something else. So you guys are getting some
impeccable.
great content. So make sure to tune in because you won't want to miss anything that we're dropping, type shit. So make sure to lock in with us for that. But with that being said, Cardiac, unless you have anything else to say, I think let's get up out of here, bro.
Let's say shift is done. Looking forward to the next movie. I will say,
Nah, for real, for real.
follow it up, please.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully. All right, though. We will catch you guys on the flippity flop. Flow out. Peace.
Peace.